Earth has 7.9 billion human addresses. Most sit on flat ground, near water, within reach of a road. But some do not. A house balanced on a rock needle above the clouds. A village flooded 9 months out of 12. Families sleeping on ice 4 meters thick. A city carved entirely underground, 200,000 people, no windows, no sky. This is not about extremity for its own sake. This is about the boundary between where humans can live and where they choose to. Setenil de las Bodegas, Spain. The rock hangs directly over the kitchen. Not beside it. Not behind it. Over it, suspended, 30 tons of sandstone pressing down on walls that have held since 1484. This is Setenil de las Bodegas, Andalusia, southern Spain. Population, 3,000 people. Elevation, 660 meters above sea level. Age of continuous occupation, at least 2,500 years. The town sits inside a narrow river gorge carved by the Guadalporcan River. Over millennia, the water cut so deep that overhanging rock ledges formed natural ceilings of compressed sandstone, some extending 15 meters horizontally above the street. The Romans noticed first. They built kitchens under the shelves. Stores. Stables. Later, the Moors reinforced the walls using the rock as a roof, a fortress wall, and a thermal regulator simultaneously. The rock keeps everything at a constant 18 degrees Celsius year-round. No heating. No air conditioning. The geology does both. In summer, the rest of Andalusia reaches 44 degrees. Setenil stays cool in the shadow of its own geology. In winter, stored warmth in the stone radiates through the walls overnight. The street called Calle Cuevas del Sol, Street of the Sun Caves, runs directly beneath 40 meters of continuous rock shelf. 7 homes. 1 bar. All of it under a single horizontal cliff. Children grow up doing homework under ancient stone. Some of those stones show geological striations from the Triassic period, 230 million years old. The lunch table sits beneath deep time. This is shelter borrowed from geology itself. Coober Pedy, Australia. The surface is uninhabitable. Summer temperatures reach 50 degrees Celsius. The soil is red-white caliche, hard, alkaline, featureless in every direction for 850 kilometers. No trees tall enough to provide shade. No permanent surface water within 200 kilometers. Nobody would choose to live here. Except that in 1915, a 14-year-old boy named Willie Hutchison found opal. Today, Coober Pedy, South Australia, produces approximately 70% of the world's supply of precious opal. The town sits 850 kilometers north of Adelaide. Population, roughly 3,500 people. Underground population, also roughly 3,500 people. They are the same people. They live below. The dugouts, as they are locally called, begin as mining tunnels that produced no opal. Rather than abandon the shafts, the miners carved rooms. Then corridors. Then kitchens, bedrooms, churches. There are currently 3 underground churches in Coober Pedy. One holds 200 worshippers. The walls are raw sandstone, hand-carved with picks. The altar stands in front of a seam of potch, the valueless base material from which gem opal forms. The acoustics are extraordinary. Underground, temperature holds at 23 degrees year-round. The same principle as Setenil, mass and depth regulate climate better than any mechanical system. 6 meters of earth overhead eliminates the need for insulation, heating, and cooling entirely. Some underground homes have paintings on the tunnel walls. Not cave paintings, modern art. Portraits. Landscapes. One home has an entire mural of the night sky painted across its bedroom ceiling, 3.5 meters underground. Under 50-degree heat the occupant will never feel. From above, the town looks like craters. Thousands of small conical mounds dot the landscape, spoil heaps from underground excavations. No streets. No trees. The GPS coordinates simply read, somewhere beneath this dust. This is a city that chose to disappear underground. Giethoorn, the Netherlands. There are no roads. The village of Giethoorn, in the province of Overijssel, northern Netherlands, contains roughly 180 permanent residents. It covers approximately 4.5 square kilometers. It has been continuously occupied since approximately 1230 AD. No roads. No cars. No truck deliveries. The only access is water. 6 kilometers of hand-dug canals thread between the island plots. Every property sits on its own small parcel of land, separated from its neighbor by a canal between 1 and 3 meters wide. The bridges, there are 176 of them, are wooden, private, each maintained by the household it serves. Residents travel by flat-bottomed punter boat. Groceries arrive by boat. Post arrives by boat. The local doctor, when she visits elderly patients, arrives by boat. In winter, when the canals freeze to a depth of 8 centimeters or more, residents skate to their neighbors. The village was founded by flagellants. In the early 13th century, a group of penitent pilgrims, self-described sinners seeking isolation, settled in the peat marshes of Overijssel. They began digging peat for fuel. The excavations filled with water. The canals formed not by design but by extraction. They were not building a water village. They were mining fuel. The peat removed from beneath Giethoorn created the Weerabbenweiden National Park, the largest reed marsh in northwestern Europe, 10,000 hectares of water, reed, and silence, by accident. There is almost no noise in Giethoorn. No engine sounds. Wind, water, bird calls, specifically the Eurasian bittern, a species that hides in reed beds and produces a sound like blowing across the mouth of an empty bottle. 3 to 5 decibels louder than a human whisper. In April, bitterns boom across the marshes at 2 a.m. Residents sleep to their calls. This is a village that accidentally built its own paradise. Whittier, Alaska. Everything in Whittier is inside one building. The Burgitch Towers, formerly Hodge Building, stands 14 stories tall, 7,000 square meters of floor space, positioned at the edge of Prince William Sound, Alaska. Population of Whittier, approximately 272 people. All 272 live in one building. The school is in the building. The post office is in the building. The church, the medical clinic, the mayor's office, the police department. All of it, floors 2 through 14, connected by interior corridors, accessible without stepping outside. Outside is why. Whittier receives 6.5 meters of snowfall annually, among the highest in any inhabited North American location. Storms arrive from the Pacific and compress against the Chugach Mountains directly behind the town. Wind speeds during storm events regularly exceed 150 kilometers per hour. Average January temperature, -6 degrees Celsius, with wind chill reaching -25. Access to Whittier requires a tunnel. The Anton Anderson Memorial Tunnel, 4.1 kilometers long, is the longest combined rail and road tunnel in North America. It is one lane, shared between cars and trains, operated by a scheduling system. Departures run in alternating directions every 30 minutes. To leave Whittier, a resident waits for the next departure window. The town was built by the United States Army in 1943 as a secret port facility. The natural geography, a narrow fjord, surrounded on 3 sides by mountains, inaccessible by road from any direction, made it invisible from the Pacific. Supply ships could dock in complete concealment. After the army left, 272 people stayed. They found that the impossible geography they had inherited created something unexpected: absolute community. A building where every neighbor is 30 meters away. a place where walking to work means riding an elevator. In the basement of Bagich Towers, there is a recreation center, indoor basketball, a swimming pool, heated year-round. Outside, bears cross the parking lot in June. This is a town that chose its fortress. Ush, Peru. The islands are made of reeds. Not rock. Not sediment. Not sand reclaimed from water. Reeds, Todora reeds, Schonoplectus californicus subsp. Harvested from the shallows of Lake Titicaca and layered, compressed, and re-layered until they form a floating mat between 1.5 and 2 meters thick. The Uish people of Lake Titicaca have lived on these islands for at least 500 years. Current count, approximately 60 separate floating islands. Total population, approximately 1,200 people. Average island size, roughly 30 by 15 meters. The islands move. Not much, they are anchored to the lake floor by eucalyptus poles driven into sediment. But in strong winds, a full island will shift several meters. Neighbors rearrange seasonally. The entire world of an Uish family sits on compressed vegetation. Houses are made of reeds. Boats are made of reeds. The watchtowers, traditionally used to spot approaching enemies, are made of reeds. Fires burn in clay-lined pits cut directly into the reed floor. The smoke filters down through the mat and disperses into the lake. A new island takes between 12 and 18 months to build. The base is laid from root sections of totora, buoyant, dense, packed by hand. As the lower layers rot, new layers are added on top. The island is constantly consumed from below and rebuilt from above. It is alive in the truest sense. The reed mat deteriorates at a rate of approximately 30 centimeters per year from the bottom. Maintenance is continuous, not seasonal. Uish residents describe their islands not as property but as living organisms requiring feeding. Lake Titicaca sits at 3,812 meters above sea level. The Uish live on floating vegetation, nearly 4 kilometers above the ocean, in the thinnest oxygen-carrying air of any inhabited freshwater body on Earth. Their lungs, through generations of adaptation, carry approximately 30% more oxygen-absorbing capacity than lowland populations. The reeds they stand on have been recycled through their ancestors' feet for 5 centuries. This is home as living thing. Troglodyte houses of Matmata, Tunisia. The village is invisible from the road. Driving across the Jafara plain of southern Tunisia, the horizon is flat. Brown. Empty. The occasional acacia. Nothing resembling habitation for 45 kilometers in any direction. Then the ground opens. Matmata is a troglodyte settlement, a community of pit dwellings dug vertically into the soft volcanic tuff bedrock. Each home begins with an open central courtyard, excavated to a depth between 7 and 10 meters. Around the courtyard, tunnels extend horizontally into the rock, forming rooms. The sky is visible only directly above. Daylight enters the rooms through the courtyard, indirect, angled, never direct. In summer, when surface temperatures reach 47 degrees, the rooms inside the rock stay at 22 degrees without any mechanical system. There are currently between 700 and 800 people living in pit dwellings in Matmata. Some families have occupied the same pit for 9 generations. The oldest datable excavations show tool marks consistent with Berber occupation from the 1st century AD, over 2,000 years of continuous subtraction from the earth. One Matmata home was leased to a film production company in 1976. The exterior courtyard and tunnel rooms became the interior of Luke Skywalker's childhood home in the original Star Wars. The family who lived there, the Hajj Farats, moved out for 7 weeks of filming and then returned. Their home appeared in 8 films across 45 years. They continued living in it between productions. The Berber inhabitants of Matmata did not build into the earth because the surface was uninhabitable. The surface is livable. They built below because the geometry of the pit dwelling is thermally, structurally, and socially superior to anything above it. This was not escape. This was engineering. A 2,000-year-old thermal solution that modern passive architecture is only now beginning to reproduce in new construction. The rock did not imprison them. The rock served them. This is architecture as radical practicality. Kandivin, Iran. They carved the volcanoes into apartments. Kandivin is a village in East Azerbaijan province, northwestern Iran. It sits at 2,200 meters elevation, 50 kilometers south of Tabriz, in a valley formed by ancient volcanic eruption. The eruption, likely from Sahand volcano, 3,707 meters, still technically dormant, deposited thick layers of ignimbrite across the valley floor approximately 10,000 years ago. Ignimbrite is soft when first deposited. It hardens over centuries. The Ilkhanate-era Mongol invasions of the 13th century drove local populations into the valley. The rock formations were already eroded into tall, cone-shaped pillars, each between 8 and 15 meters high, by millennia of wind and water erosion. The people carved doors into the cones, then windows, then internal stairs, then second floors, then third floors, reached by external wooden ladders pressed against the volcanic rock. Kandivin currently has approximately 170 cave dwellings. Roughly 170 families, approximately 600 to 700 people, live inside volcanic cones. Some have lived in the same cone for 12 consecutive generations. Property succession follows the natural form. When a cone is inherited, the new occupants expand by excavating deeper into the rock. Each cone is slightly different from its neighbor. No two rock formations are identical. No two homes have identical layouts. The village has no uniform architecture because its material was never uniform. Kandivin is the only place on Earth where the housing stock is geologically individualized. In winter, snow reaches the base of the cones. Temperatures fall to -15 degrees. Inside the carved rock, it stays above 8 degrees without any heating. The volcanic tuff, now hardened to approximately the same density as light concrete, stores daytime heat and releases it through the night at a rate that stabilizes internal temperature precisely. The cones are also naturally insulating against sound. No neighbor can hear another through 3 meters of solid ignimbrite. Kandivin is remarkably quiet for a densely inhabited settlement. 600 people packed into a valley the size of 2 city blocks, in near silence. This is a village that grew inside geology's leftovers. Every place in this film has one fact in common. None of them were built where they were built because it was easy. Setonil borrowed rock. Kuba Pedy borrowed the mine shaft. Geethorn borrowed the peat extraction. Whittier borrowed a military fortress. The Uish borrowed the lake itself. Matmata borrowed the thermal geometry of the earth. Kandivin borrowed the volcano's debris. Every impossible home is an act of borrowing from something older and stronger. The human instinct for shelter does not require a flat plot of land, proximity to services, or favorable weather. It requires only ingenuity applied to whatever material the landscape offers, however extreme, however vertical, however submerged. Earth's most extreme homes are not failures of planning. They are the most sophisticated planning of all. Zero energy input for temperature control. Zero road infrastructure. Zero imported materials. Buildings that predate every modern construction technique by 2,000 years and outperform many of them thermodynamically. The residents of Kandivin have never needed a heating bill. The residents of Setonil have never needed air conditioning. The Uish have never needed a building permit for a structure that rebuilds itself continuously from the lake it floats on. These are not primitives clinging to ancient habits. They are the custodians of solutions that took centuries to perfect, solutions the rest of the world is only beginning to understand as the cost of heating, cooling, and building climbs toward levels that make the conventional house look like the impossible one. The craziest home on Earth is not the one carved from a volcano, or floating on reeds, or buried 8 meters underground. The craziest home on Earth may be the one that assumes stable conditions forever. 7 communities, 7 borrowed landscapes, 1 truth. Where a place seems impossible to inhabit, someone already has. Click now to watch Patagonia, the end of the Earth.